guys, welcome back. Today is day 39 in the book What If God Wrote Your Bucket List by Jay Payleitner. The title of today's chapter is Go Beyond Golden.
So if you guys haven't been with us for one of our What If Wednesdays, we read a chapter out of this book, and it's usually pretty short, just like a page or two, and then at the end of each chapter, the author put like a little thing called checking the list, and it'll just have like his main point. And then we might talk about it a little bit if we have anything to say at the end of it. So we're going to read, and then we will see what we learn. You know the golden rule, right? It's in Luke 6:31. Do to others as you would have them do to you. You can find it with a slight variation in Matthew 7:12, and a similar concept appears in Romans 13:9 and Galatians 5:14. Love your neighbor as yourself. An Old Testament quote from Leviticus 19:18. Like so much of Scripture, this is just plain good advice, common sense for all people. As a matter of fact, you may have heard the claim that all the world's major religions have some version of the Golden Rule, someplace in their sacred writings. Some people even argue that because the Golden Rule seems to be universal, all religions must be the same. Well, let's refute that faulty logic right now with 4 pretty obvious assertions. First, if you search through other religious writings, you'll find a passage that includes something similar to the Golden Rule, but it's stated negatively. Confucianism says, "Do not do to others what you would not like yourself." And that's in Analect 12:2. Sorry if I pronounce any of those things wrong, because I have not read these books that these quotes are out of. Buddhism says, "Hurt not others in ways that you yourself would find hurtful." Undana Varaga 5:18. And then Hinduism says, "One should never do that to another which one regards as injurious to one's own self." And that's in Anasana. Is that?
Mm-hmm.
Anasasana. Parva? Sorry. And 113:8. That was rough, guys. In other words, these religions are much more concerned with what their followers should not do than what they should do. Jesus' challenge to Christians, love your neighbor, is quite a bit different from saying, do not be mean to your neighbor. Jesus was all about proactive love. Healing, praying, feeding, instructing, correcting, gathering the children, and accepting the way of the cross. That's loving and doing positively for the sake of all humankind. Secondly, stated positively or negatively, the Golden Rule is not particularly innovative. It's simply common sense and does not require divine inspiration. Being kind, or not being mean, is a smart strategy for life, but it isn't a particularly impressive spiritual feat. For example, being nice to your boss increases the chance for a promotion. Being nice to your kid's soccer coach may increase junior's playing time. Being nice at a fast food restaurant decreases the chance server spit in your milkshake. The Bible even confirms the universal logic of the Golden Rule. A few verses down in Luke's Gospel, Jesus reminds us, if you do good to those who are good to you, don't think of yourself as a hero. Even sinners do that. And that's Luke 6:33.
Third, the Christian version of the Golden Rule doesn't just stop with loving your neighbor or doing good to others. Jesus' challenge takes this idea a giant step further. We're called to love not only our neighbors or others, but even our enemies, and to do good to them. Luke 6:35. Loving our adversaries or being good to those who wish us harm is a little tougher, isn't it? But that's what Jesus expects of his followers. Fourth, the biblical challenge gets even more difficult because we all like to get credit for the good things we do. When we give to the needy, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, so that your giving may be in secret. Then your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you. Matthew 6:3-4. That's right. Do your good work in secret. For sure you'll be rewarded, but not by our worldly culture. In some cases, you won't receive your reward until you're home in heaven. Indeed, the golden rule is nice, but before you sharpen your pencil to check off that item on God's bucket list for you, please check your motives. Love means having your neighbor's best interest in mind. Love needs to extend to all, even your enemies. And you might even try doing awesome, loving deeds in secret.
And then at the bottom, he's got checking the list. And this week says, ever hear someone say all religions are the same? They all have the golden rule. Next time, respond by saying, the golden rule is easy. For the most part, it's self-serving. I suggest you try reading and living the rest of the gospel. And then a little check mark that says, love and enrich your neighbor. So basically, we should be nice to people even if it doesn't benefit us. Because most of the time if we're just honest with ourselves, if we are going out of our way to be kind to someone, a lot of times it's kind of based off of what we will get out of it, or like the pride that we feel ourselves for doing that, and that's not the right motive. And that's what he's pointing out here, is that we should do it because God loved us, and so because we know God's love, we should show his love to other people, just for the sake of being kind.
So when you're being kind, make sure it's not self-serving. So that's it for this week's chapter. Come back next Wednesday for number 40, which is Be a Friend.
You got a friend in me. We also do videos on Mondays and Fridays. Mondays is a Bible study, and Fridays will just be some kind of fun video with us. So we would love to have you join us for those videos as well. If you want to, you can like and subscribe, and
if you want to be notified whenever we upload our videos, be sure to hit the little bell after you subscribe.
We hope you guys have a good day, have a good week, and we will see you guys in the next one.
Bye.